Hello, my name is Gloria and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about 3 ways to boost your confidence. Confidence affects every area of our life. So I'm going to be talking about common misconceptions we have about confidence and give you 3 ways that will surely boost your confidence. I did this and I went from being insecure to being confident and being able to achieve my goals, stand in front of open court and speak and take cases by myself. This was a girl who couldn't even speak in front of class in group presentation. I was shaking, but now I'm confident in my own abilities and it's a work in progress, but these tips definitely did help me out and I hope they'll help you out as well. So the working definition of confidence that I got from the internet we'll be working with is feeling sure of yourself and your abilities, the feeling or belief that one can have faith or rely on something. So there's 2 aspects here. There's reliability and then feeling sure of yourself and your abilities. So we'll talk about this in depth in the 3 points. So if you're interested in that, let's go. So the first way in which you can boost your confidence, and that I found the easiest and fastest way, is to do the thing. Do the thing that you fear and do it often. There's a lot of misconception that some people are just born confident and they just believe in themselves and they don't even feel any jitters whenever they're doing something, but that is surely not the case. There is a difference between worthiness and confidence. Worthiness is what I like to call, your inherent value as a human being, the human dignity that can never be taken away from you. If you're on this channel and you believe in God and spiritual aspects, you know that you're made in the likeness and image of God. God made you. You have value. You are not an accident. That is not what confidence is. Confidence is the sureness you have in yourself. The example I like to give is a surgeon. A surgeon who has done a surgery multiple times, over and over again, is confident in his abilities to do a certain surgery versus a resident who's just joined and is learning the craft, is shaky. He has not done the thing a lot, so he's not confident in his abilities. That's where confidence comes in. So confidence actually grows the more you practice it. There's a quote that I saw recently and it said that the best way to learn is not planning, it is practice. There are such subtle nuances you learn when you're in the thick of it. When you're playing a game, you're playing Candy Crush. I can tell you about how nice Candy Crush is, how fun it is, how interesting it is, but unless you get in there and play yourself, even if you know the rules, even if you know what the game is about, you won't get the subtle nuances of the game. And that's true with confidence as well. When I was in university, I was not confident. I used to be confident in high school. I don't know what happened, but when I went to university, I got very insecure about my presentation skills. I used to have this voice that shakes, so it would make me insecure when I was going to present my work, and I also didn't feel confident in the work that I was doing. So those were 2 things I needed to work on. I needed to work on the quality of work that I was bringing forward, and I needed to work on my perception of myself. But the mistake that I did is I avoided class presentations. I avoided it as often as I could, and I let other people do it when they could do it. And that caused my insecurity to grow more. So whenever I would go in front of the class, I would get progressively worse and worse because I was lacking the practice. So what I did to remedy this situation was every chance I could, I would go up and speak. Every chance I could. For a while, I gave myself, was it 3 months, 6 months? I would make sure I would raise my hands in class. If the teacher needed somebody to speak, I would do it. If I had to get up in front of people, I would do it. And the more I did it, the more the novelty wore off. Everything is always new and exciting for a while, and then you get used to it. It's the same thing with the thing you fear and thing you're not confident about. So if there's something in your life that you feel like, oh, I need to gain confidence in this, do your inner work, journal on it, and find out what are the key factors that are stopping you from doing the thing. And if you do it right and do the thing more, you'll find that it's no longer novel, it's no longer scary because you do it so often. It is what you learn after you know it all that counts. The second thing is to have a vision for certain areas of the key areas of your life. I can just mention a few, like your career, your finances, your health and fitness, your relationships, your love relationships, your social life. These are just certain areas of your life where it is important to have a vision. And the thing about a vision is you should make sure that your core values are highlighted in the vision. How do you know your core values? How do you want to be remembered when you're dead and gone? Like every human being will be one day. How do you want to be remembered? When you read obituaries, do they say that? Do they say like so and so had a fast car, they had a Lamborghini, they were a millionaire? No, we talk about like the impact they had, right? So they were a kind and loving father, they were a kind and loving child, they were, they helped people, they were generous with their time. So actually what people care about at the end of the day is your values. So when you're writing down your vision, make sure you have your values, your core values down, whether it's generosity, whether it's kindness, whether it's impacting lives of others and adding value in a certain way, the way you best want to do that. When you have those values down, then when you create your goals and visions, make sure it's aligned, because there's nothing more uncomfortable than trying to do something that isn't aligned. So like, remember when I was talking about in the early example, when I was in school, it was going against my core values to do work that wasn't good enough. That's why it was causing me to not be confident when I was presenting that work, because at the core of it, I want to do well. I want to do something that can help like my fellow students and also like do what I came there to do. So when I do work, study work, of course I'm not going to be confident in it, because my subconscious mind knows that goes against all my values, right? So when you have a vision and you have your core values in place, then it helps you to live in a more aligned manner, and you can be more confident in what you're doing. You can have direction in your life. That's another thing. It gives you direction. I remember when I didn't have any goals, then I would do literally anything. Like I wouldn't know where I was going. Like for example, I had no goals with my fitness, so I just like had a vague picture in my mind, and I would still complain about not being fit, but I would still have a vague picture like in my mind and not know what to do. So all I could do was complain and not be confident in my body. But once I realized like the body that I desired and what I actually prioritized, which was health, and health is wealth, and having this healthy relationship with food, I was able to realize when I actually got there, and I became more confident in myself and in my body, right? So the final thing that I will talk about is letting it go. Be forgiving of yourself. And in this channel, we've talked about the observer mindset. A lot of us are too hard on ourselves. Listen, if being hard on yourself and feeling guilty, sad, excessively was helping you to transform, then we will say go right ahead and do it. But it doesn't. It is one of those things that causes like a loop of apocalyptic habits. Apocalyptic habits means that a negative habit will feed on another negative habit. So you have this thing of feeling guilty, then you go and do a negative habit to make you feel better, then that habit makes you feel guilty for doing it, and then you want to do it again, because you see, so it's a loop. You feel stressed, and maybe it's for people who smoke, right? They smoke and then they feel bad because they broke their promise to themselves to stop smoking, and then because they feel bad they go smoke some more, and then they just say I can't do this anymore, right? So it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And especially as women, though we have been blessed with this, I wouldn't say we have emotions, right? But emotions are not supposed to be there to be making decisions for you. You're supposed to sit with your emotions, feel them in your body, and then let them go. That's how you deal with emotions. You don't eat your emotions away. You don't, indulge in bad habits. No, just feel it in your body and let it go. So hoarding negative emotions and negative experiences doesn't help. And I'll tell you, at my peak not confident level, I used to be so hard on myself internally. I'd be so negative. I'd be like, why did you do that? Why was your voice shaky? Why wasn't... No, like these days I don't do that. if something happens that goes against my plans, I just go to my observer mindset. We talked about this in previous videos, where you look at it as like a third party observer watching yourself do the thing. So I can see it from like a wider perspective. So if I messed up here, it's okay. How can we move forward? That's the logical way to think. That's the most beneficial way to think. And if there's some pent up feelings about the thing, I allow myself to feel them, but that doesn't dictate my next actions, because I do what is helpful, I do what is needful, not what is going to waste my time. So learn to forgive yourself, learn to let things go. Even if you make a mistake, even if things are not going right, just reset, refocus. Okay, that's all you need to do. Reset, redirect, refocus. Go back to what you need to do. Let go of those feelings. Say, okay, I'm just learning. Okay, this is where affirmations help. I love affirmations such as, I forgive myself, and thus it becomes easier to forgive others. I'm enough. And the I'm enough will work on your worthiness, because those two seem to merge. Like, if you don't feel worthy, I don't even know how you're gonna feel confident, right? So start to tell yourself, I am enough. My worthiness is not in question. This is an affirmation I use often. So as your homework for this week, say that affirmation as much as possible. I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. Okay? And then let it go. And be still. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you to become more confident. And if you're interested in doing more inner work and setting the foundation for your inner work journey, I highly recommend my affirmation manifestation e-journal, which I'm going to rename. That name is so long. I'm going to rename it soon. It's 70% off. So if you're interested in starting your inner work journey, learning about doing gratitude every day, learning about how to journal, oh my gosh, it's raining on my camera, and all that, check it out in the description. Link is in the description. Have a beautiful week. Bye.